Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Practice Gratitude Success Show today. And today we have a wonderful show as usual, and today's going to be like sort of a you're getting more for your money today. Of course, it doesn't cost anything to come here, but you're getting Len Mooney and you're getting my two co-hosts today, a mother and daughter team. So it's going to be super cool. But before I start off, I just want to say welcome to everybody who's here. Larry, thank you for coming. Terry, you know our co-host today. I think she's actually done a reading for you, so it's going to be super cool. And everybody's popping in here, and just right now I noticed several people are just coming in. So thank you so much for being here today. I am super great. I'm so grateful. Like every day I start off saying who I'm grateful for, and I post a video every morning about that. So if you want to see today's video about who I'm grateful for, go to my Facebook page, go to my YouTube channel. YouTube channel is at Bob Miller Success, and you can always see that. So today I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just read the little introduction here for our co-host today, Lisa McCoy, also known as the Spiritual Gangster. I mean, how cool is that? She's a spiritual gangster. And this is really cool. I mean, and I got Len Mooney. The reason I brought Len out because Len is here, and Len is just he's just an awesome friend of mine. But Len, just recently we had somebody on here, and he was saying, what are chakras? I don't know all these chakras and aura. What is all this sort of stuff? So he's going to get a good education today from the Spiritual Gangster and her daughter Karli. Now they are psychic mediums. Now they work with clients from all over the world. They help them to step into their greatness through the spiritual abilities. Now the cornerstone of their work is reading the energy system, better known as the aura and chakra system. Through this detailed reading, they're able to physically see blocks, cords, ties, vows, attachments, and beliefs that do not serve the client. By acknowledging what is there, they are able to tell the client why it is there and how it got there, and more importantly, how to rid themselves of it through spiritual healing. In addition, the mother and daughter team also offer readings on past, current, future issues in your life, readings with loved ones that have passed if they choose to step forward, cord cutting, renouncing vows, ties, attachments, contract removal from the, I hope I say it right, Ashaic records.
Akashic?
Okay. Theta healing, aura clearing, and chakra balancing. Transcribe readings from angels, ascended masters, higher self, and spirit guides. House clearings and blessings. Shamanic journeys. And Karli offers tarot card readings. Using the cards as a jumping-off point, she expands on the reading through her psychic gifts. They are great for the opportunity to be a channel for spirit, to work through and be a blessing to other souls. You may contact them, and I'll put all their contact information inside her a little bit later on, but Lisa McCoy, liberatedsoul.com. Yeah, Lisa McCoy, deliberatedsoul.com, or through Facebook, and I will put all the information later on inside of the video. But anyways, welcome everybody who's here today. Jackson's coming in. Christy, thank you so much for coming. So Lisa and Karli, thank you so much for being here today. I'm so happy you both got a chance to make it at the same time. So that's super cool.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We couldn't have planned it any better if we had planned for Karli to be here. So this is awesome that she's able to be here today.
It was her last day at school, right?
Yeah. She graduates not this Sunday, but next Sunday.
Okay, awesomely cool.
From high school.
So tell us now, how you call yourself the Spiritual Gangster. Where did that come from, and tell us about what you do.
Actually, I'm doing an event starting on Sunday that's going to run for a week, and a gang is a group, or Spiritual Gangster is a group of people that gather that live in high vibration every day. So it's just kind of a fun thing to catch people's eye and get them interested in raising their vibration. And part of the way that they do raise vibration, as you know, is through gratitude.
Right, exactly.
So
I like the whole gratitude thing.
That's and some of the people that that have signed up for this, I'm calling it a challenge, this week-long challenge, are people that are very new. So I've got things lined up that are going to be for the beginners and the intermediates and the advanced. So everybody will learn a little bit of something.
That's cool. Now, you know, like I said, my buddy Len is here. He had a question just recently about the whole chakra. He said, like, I don't understand what are chakras? What are auras? Can you give that information just like for a pure beginner like Len?
That doesn't know anything. Well,
Right. He's catching on though. He's learning.
to begin with, um, the chakra system and your aura, the chakras, you've got one right above your head. It's the crown chakra. It's about 18 inches above your head. There is one right here that's called the third eye. A lot of people know what the third eye is or have heard of the third eye.
Right.
So your crown chakra is your chakra of knowing. So there's thoughts that you get from the spiritual world or your guides, spirit guides or angels. That's where you get your thoughts from them that are from the greatest and highest good. Third eye is where you psychically see, so that's your mind's eye. You've got a throat chakra, which is right here. There is a heart chakra, which is in the where your physical heart is. There's also a solar plexus, which is in your stomach area. A lot of people use this one, and they don't understand what it is. Everyone has intuition, and the solar plexus is probably the one that most people use the most and don't realize what it is. Sometimes people will get a sick to their stomach feeling when they walk into a room or when they're around a particular person. And that is our body's way of telling us this person or this situation is not to our greatest and highest good. So if we have to stay in the situation, just be aware that that's what's happening. But if it's a situation you don't have to be in, it's not a physical illness that's happening. It's actually your intuition talking to you through your body. So that's the solar plexus. A lot of people will say, I don't know how I knew, I just had this gut feeling. So a lot of people will say, use the term gut feeling. That's what the solar plexus is. There's a sacral chakra that's in your belly button area, and then there's a root chakra, which is the foundation of our life, that is in our pelvic area. And whether we know about the chakra system or the energy field, which is the aura, or believe it is there, it's working, because we are attracting whatever is in this auric field to us. It's our reality. So it's working whether we believe it exists or not.
Right. Now, how did you start doing this kind of work, Lisa?
Through my daughter.
She started it first? I was gonna say she probably took it from you. Tell me about that. Tell us that story.
Actually, I go to an MD doctor. I've went to her for 30 years, and I'm all the time asking her, because she's very spiritual, what are you reading right now? And so I asked her, and she had suggested a book, Change Your Aura, Change Your Life. And I didn't ever get to it. So a few years later, Karli went to the same doctor, and we were chatting with her. Karli had been reading a book about chakras, but it was, what type of a book was it? Fiction romance. It was just, a romance book. So she was questioning the doctor, what are the chakras? And she says, well, I've been telling your mom she needs to get this book. And so she suggested the book again for Karli, and I thought, well, since she keeps suggesting it, it keeps coming up, and this was before I've always been awake, but I went to sleep for a while, a few decades, and so that was the spirit guide's way of getting my attention, because if my daughter was going to read them, I felt like that I needed to read them, and that really turned my life around. And it was reading something I knew when I was reading it, and a lot of people that are on this path and are awakening understand what I mean when I say, you know that you know it. So what you're reading is truth, and it's actually you're just remembering what you already know.
That's a feeling, huh? I mean, you just like kind of like just.
I just knew. I just knew. So that's really what started it, and I balanced my chakra system, and all of my abilities snapped right back to where they were when I was little, when I was 3 years old. And actually, Karli's been awake since she's been like 2 or 3 years old.
Doesn't it seem like younger people it just comes easier to them?
There's a wave of indigo and crystalline children that started in the 60s. So there was a small group that came in through the 60s, and it increasingly gets a bigger wave of children that are being born with their psychic abilities already intact. And what's happening is that they are raising the consciousness slowly of the whole world. So one of my children, my middle son that was born in the late 80s, is an indigo child, and also Karli is an indigo child. So they were born awake and have kept their abilities. So yes.
That's super cool. So what are you doing, Karli, to keep it momentum going, to building on it? What just tell us, hey, you know what? I see you flashing on your screen. Does that mean there's somebody else there at this point?
Yeah. Yeah, that happens a lot. That's what was before we got started. The screen there it was again. It flashes like this. It doesn't do it all the time, but it just lets me know spirit's there.
that's my archangels protecting me here, keeping all the evil away. so yes, Karli. So tell us what. So you had this awakening since you were younger, but when you came into the realization after reading the book about chakras, how did you step into that at that point? Did your mother encourage you, or did you just kind of do it on your own at that point?
I actually didn't.
You didn't?
I was about 13, 14 years old, so I was middle school. I was going into high school, and I would always tell Mom, I just want to be a kid. So it's only recently that I started getting back into the group thing.
Mm-hmm.
I really didn't push her because middle school, kids in general can be kind of mean.
Oh,
so
yeah.
There's just without knowing any information like that. So she just wanted to be a kid. She's really stepped up to the plate this past year.
Yeah.
How old are you, Karli?
I'm 18.
Okay.
Going 32.
All right. Don't do that. Don't go there that quick. Stay 18 for a good year.
She's a very, very old soul.
Yeah.
And we would talk to Spirit when she was like 12 or 13. She would say remarkable things, and I would just, look at her and say, where did that come from? And what would you tell me?
I just knew it.
She just knew it. There'd be times she would say, well, that was Tommy. That was one of her guides. One of her guides' names was Tommy. She said, well, that wasn't me talking. That was Tommy talking.
Now, as an old soul, does that mean that like what you were in a past life?
An old soul is someone that has evolved and evolved and evolved and evolved, and generally old souls choose hard lives.
They choose hard lives?
Hard lives. I work with a lot of people that I do readings for that are old souls.
What about somebody who's had a hard life and now it's better? Kind of like me.
Well, what happens is that is part of your lesson. So there's the screen flashing again.
Yeah, I know.
Karli
brought them.
I just noticed that. So what happens is if you're an old soul, generally in our younger years, we go through difficult times. We pick the wrong partner. A lot of light workers and empaths will attract narcissistic people into their lives as a lesson. So some people will marry one of those narcissistic people. some people like myself didn't get the lesson the first time, so I had to marry another one to get the lesson. So once you learn that lesson and this awakening comes about, that is where your life turns around and you understand the reason for all of that stuff that happened to us when we were younger. And what we do and what you are doing also is then once you understand that, you're teaching, our job is to teach other people the same thing, how to get there.
Interesting. Yeah, just because you went through something really maybe tough or something, it doesn't mean you have to stay there, right? I mean, because you learned a lesson yourself. And I'm hoping like all the real tough lessons are over, but hey, it's life, and life's always going to throw us stuff no matter what, So sometimes you just have to, you learn the lessons and you live, and choose to be happy, as Len says every day at the end of his video. He goes, you choose. Happiness is a choice. You choose to be happy every single day, and it is a choice, isn't it?
Right. What I'm seeing for you is like in the past where you've had to climb mountains to learn your lessons. Mm-hmm. What they're showing me now is I'm just seeing like street bumps. Those what are those speed bumps?
Speed bumps, yeah.
So that's what they're showing me now. Where you're at right now is you just get little speed bumps instead of mountains.
I use both of those terms today. I don't know if you saw them or not, but we do an 8 o'clock call in the morning. And with a lady named Angel Belichowski, speaking about angels, and she does awesome. She's just an awesome spirit, awesome lady. She's got so much power when she speaks, like 10-15 minutes, and so I usually write down. I condensed what she said in her little talk, and I put it on my Facebook wall. And I know you didn't read that because you didn't even see that, but I shared it. And one of the things I shared, I put into her words, was the word speed bumps. It's funny that you had mentioned speed bumps.
Yeah.
And I'm always talking about climbing. We're all climbing our mountain of success. All of us, no matter where we are, we're climbing our mountain of success. And at some point, as we go up that mountain of success, we're going to run into people who sometimes will stand in our way, in our path. They won't allow us to get through there, so we got to go around them. And unfortunately, there's even people who, when you're on the little mountain paths going up, will actually bump you and don't care if you fall off the mountain, go all the way down to the abyss below. They don't care because they don't care. So you want to stay away from those kind of people and move towards the people who are going to reach down and help you. And if once you're on the mountain, always reach out to help somebody else at the same time. Always do that. So those are big. When you said speed bumps and mountains, like they resonated with me.
Yes, and sometimes it could be as small as the pebble that's in your shoe.
Yeah, it could be depending.
As you're climbing up the mountain, there might be just this little pebble in your shoe that just will aggravate you and aggravate you.
And that's where the choice for us is to how we want to respond to that.
Right.
If we choose to put ourselves at a higher vibrational level, if we're vibrating at 9s and 10s, those little pebbles don't bother us. We stop and take the pebble out and move on.
Right.
It's a choice that we make. So tell us now a little bit more about what you do as far as clearing and things like that. Now, you did show me before you had a very detailed report.
Yeah, do you want to see that? Because I've got some laid out here for you.
Yeah, show us that. Show us what that is.
Just so people can kind of get an idea of what it looks like, because that's probably most people don't understand what it does, first of all, and what a benefit it could be to have this reading done. So this is the reading. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. So this is what the reading looks like. Okay. So I've got a couple of them here. So this is the crown chakra right here. This is the one that is about 18 inches above your head. On this particular reading, it's radiating. So that's what this means. I've got like real primitive drawings here. So it's radiating, which means it radiates knowledge, and the person that I did this reading from not only gets the knowledge, but she trusts the knowledge, because some of us will get a knowing, but we question the knowing or we dismiss the knowing. So our guides are trying to help us by sending these thoughts to us, but if we dismiss them, we're missing the point.
Right.
So this reading is she's getting the knowing, she trusts the knowing, and she moves forward on the knowing. So that's a big deal. This right here is little dots, which is kind of fun. What we see, do you want to tell them about the spiritual pixie dust? I'm going to be bashful. She's going to be bashful.
You do it. You started it now.
Spiritual pixie dust floats around people's crown chakra, and none of this, these things were given like a manual. Like my guides didn't say, okay, this is what this means and that means this. I had to figure it out. I got to name the stuff, which is kind of fun because this dust looks like silver glitter. So I call it spiritual pixie dust because it looks like Tinkerbell just took her wand and went like this. And like there's the dust all over around the crown chakra. That just tells me that you are a very old soul, is when I see that. There's also fairies that I can see up around people's chakras here. This particular reading this is their third eye, and you can see I've got like an eye patch. So she has spiritual abilities that she has available, but she's got like an eye patch, like a pirate eye patch over her third eye. What that means is that she has the ability to see when she wants to. So I see people do this, they like lift this eye patch up and then they put it back down. So they don't want to use it all the time. Some people are a little bit afraid of what they will see beyond the veil because the media has made such a scary thing about it, and there's nothing scary about it at all. It's very beautiful, and the things that we're able to see and able to help with people. This right here is the throat chakra. This one is damaged. What happens when it's damaged is something that's been conditioned over a lifetime, where we as children weren't allowed to speak, that we were supposed to be seen instead of heard, or the parents were emotionally checked out. So even if the child was speaking, nobody wanted to hear them.
Which is probably most people.
A lot of people. So right here, I can see when this radiates around the throat chakra, right here. Mm-hmm. When it radiates, tells me that this person says, and you've got this too. Uh-oh. Surprise, surprise, surprise. So your throat chakra radiates, which tells me, if I didn't know what you were doing, it would tell me that you say beautiful things and loving things to other people.
I thought you were going to say clothes. I was like,
but what some people will have is that they will say loving things to other people, but there'll be darkness right here. So they say nice things to other people, but the darkness tells me that they don't say nice things to themselves. So that happens sometimes, that the things we say to other people is what we need to hear ourselves.
Right. Yeah. I used to fall into that category. I don't fall into that category anymore, but I used
You don't.
to.
You don't.
I used to though.
Yeah. So I see like pink around your throat chakra here. So you say loving things to yourself and to other people because it radiates as well. So the interesting thing right here, this box, these are when in our bio, what I wrote down that I will find out what your beliefs are, and then we're able to clear those for people. What this box is around people's throat chakras is beliefs that do not serve us. So, for instance, there's only two emotions that are in life. There's love, and then there's fear.
Exactly. I love that.
So the other things are attachments to fear, like shame and guilt resentment, anger, all of those are attachments to fear over here. So at the foundation of these belief boxes is always fear. It's always fear.
Right.
But there's attachments to this belief box that may be judgment, it may be shame, it may be an attachment to fear. So fear and fear.
And that's something we probably learned, right? Like a condition, right? I mean, isn't that something we learned, or does it come from a different past life or something? Does it come with
Sometimes these beliefs come as far back, and you understand the law of attraction and everything vibrates, right?
Mm-hmm, right.
Okay, so let me tell you how deep some of these beliefs go back. We have a vibration of a male sperm here, and we have a vibration of a female egg here. So all of these things over here with the vibration of the male, it could be control, it could be manipulation, it could be fear, anything that's attached to this. Let me explain to you about rape. So it would definitely be anger that this would vibrate over here. So on the egg part over here, the female's going to vibrate fear, guilt, and shame. So what happens when this comes together and you make a cell, you've got two of these vibrations that are coming together. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, but that's not a good thing, though.
It's not a good thing. So that's why I say that some of the stuff that we have to deal with and clear in our beliefs are not really ours. They're our parents' vibration that made us.
Damn, that's gotta be. Is that a hard one to fix?
Well, once they acknowledge that, because I will ask some of the people that I'm doing readings for, it's like, oh my goodness, was your mother raped? And they will say yes. So the difference between that is it doesn't have to be necessarily rape, but if it's forcible sex, it still vibrates the same emotion. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
many women go through that too. Gosh.
Right. So then the cell doesn't have a logical mind, right?
Right.
So it becomes an embryo, and it marinates in the mother's womb for 9 months. If the mother has been raped, what are some of the emotions that she's going to have being raped?
Wow, fear, anger.
Fear and anger and shame and guilt. So here this cell that became an embryo, that became a baby, is marinating in all of those vibrations. Does that make sense?
Oh
all of that
emotions
vibrate, and a baby doesn't have a logical mind, so the only thing we can feel as a baby is vibration. And the difference, and you understand the difference between negative vibration and positive vibration, right?
Of course.
Right. All of us get that. So the negative vibration is going to have a denser vibration.
The negative will?
Yeah. Yes. So that's why, it can be cleared, and we can go into deeper spiritual laws and issues. It's a soul contract. We've agreed, we chose our parents, we agreed to this experience, yada, yada, yada. So we could go on for hours, to talk about how deep all of that is. But yes, it can be cleared.
Wow, no, that's amazing. Hey, we are just about out of time, unfortunately. But you have to come back again. Yeah, no, that's why it goes by so fast. But you will have to come back. We'll have to talk after when the show's over here in a minute. We'll talk about coming back on again, because this goes real deep.
It does.
Real deep.
It does.
And it's it's deeper probably than most of us even realize. I know Terry does. You actually did a reading on Terry.
Yes. Yeah.
I think it's okay to say that.
She understands how the depth of all of that, and the past lives and all of that come into play.
Yeah, amazing stuff. But so, how can people get a hold of you if they want to reach out and get a hold of you? What's the best way for people to do that?
I do have a website, Lisa McCoy, theliberated.soul.com.
I'm going to type it in there. Well, you can actually type it in too. You want to type it in? Because I probably will misspell it. You probably won't.
I'll have Karli do it. She's been pretty quiet today.
Yeah,
she's not normally very quiet.
well, we're in front of millions of people here right now, so.
She has been doing card readings.
You got to put the HTTP in there first in order for this to work. Go HTTP, then Lisa McCoy-deliberated.com.
Oh, I'll have to do it.
That's the way to make the link show up. I mean, I could do it, but I always misspell it initially. Then I have to do it like 2 or 3 times, and it takes a lot of time. So, but either way, even if it doesn't show up here, because this is not going to show up in a replay, I will put it on the screen when this replay comes out a little bit later on this morning. I will edit that website in the screen so people can just type that in when they see that. So, and then I will put the links below this as well. So all those links will come on below the YouTube interview. There's a lot of people will be able to get a hold of you. There'll be a lot of ways that I will make sure that people will learn about this particular video and stuff like that. And I encourage everybody here to, when this does come out a little bit later on today, to leave some comments for them, for both for Karli and
I'd love to. That would be wonderful.
Yeah, not you. I'm talking about the other people. but you could leave comments too. That would be cool. I don't even know where. I'm trying to turn my phone off. I don't even know where it is here. Here it is.
They can also read me at Facebook. It's the Liberated Soul on Facebook. Okay. They have a wonderful group of people over there, and that's where I've got the event for next week. It's a challenge, the Spiritual Gangster Challenge. So that'll be lots of fun.
That will be cool.
To do that.
Yeah, so I will get all this stuff together and just make sure you send any information about that event or stuff like that. Just send it to me in a message here on Facebook, and then I will put that inside of the replay in the description and all that stuff, so people can get a hold of you. Okay?
Wonderful. That'd be great.
Awesome.
That'd be great.
Yeah, so after I end this thing here, stay on for a second, so then we talk about coming back on another time so we can continue, because we haven't even scratched the surface of where I think you're going with all this stuff, you know. So thank you so much. Thank you everybody for coming here today. I really appreciate you, and make sure just go to the replay when it comes out a little bit later on today, and leave a comment for Len, because Len did a masterful job here today on this. I'm just kidding. I always kid around with Linda. I just mess with him. You know, with Lisa and her daughter Karli. So thank you so much, Karli, for being here too. I really appreciate you joining your mom. That's so cool. So, okay, guys, we'll talk to you later. Then tomorrow's a great show. Tomorrow I got hashtag Global Kindness, Global Peace going viral. Karen Reardon Palmer. If you don't know her, and I think most people probably met her before, she's got more energy than anybody I've ever met in my life. She's just full of abundance and love and energy and all this kind of stuff. You just being around her, you go, oh my God, you get this amazing energy. So come in tomorrow and check out all these shows. If you go to gratitudetv.com/show, and you can watch, you can get those, and all of the replays, of course, are on my YouTube channel, Bob Miller Success. Okay, thanks guys. We'll talk to you later then. Len, you want to say bye for now? You're muted.
I'm not muted anymore.
Okay.
Bye for now.
That's Len's patting away to close his video. He goes, bye for now. Okay, we'll see you guys. Bye-bye.
Choose to be happy.
Right. Bye-bye.